What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Louder, Superintendent of Cabarrus County Schools, and on behalf of the Cabarrus County Board of Education and the Cabarrus County Schools Administration, I would like to welcome you to today's graduation ceremony as we celebrate and recognize the class of 2015. As I began to reflect on what message I wanted to share with the class of 2015, I tried to think of something profound that you guys may remember 25 years from now. And as I pondered this, I realized that I don't remember anyone even speaking at my own graduation, much less what they actually said. So I decided to recalibrate and shoot for something that maybe you guys would remember tonight or possibly tomorrow. So while I searched for the perfect phrase or quote to use in our speech, I kept coming back to a line from one of my favorite television shows of all time called Friday Night Lights. If you've never seen this show, it's about a football coach in Dillon, Texas. Like all great television and film, it really is not about football at all. It's about the journey of life and how we interact with each other in relationships and friendships. And while I'm not a big football fan, I'm a huge fan of the show and of the coach in the show, Coach Eric Taylor. In the series, Coach Taylor has this saying he says with his team. He says, "Clear eyes, full hearts," and the team always says, "Can't lose." Whenever they need motivation or they're at a big moment, he says, "Clear eyes, full hearts," and they say, "Can't lose." It becomes this mantra for the team, and it really becomes the theme for the entire television show. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. The more I thought about what I wanted to say today, I realized that it contained everything I wanted to convey to you guys as you graduate from high school. The first part of that message is clear eyes. As you begin to enter the world, you should do that with clear eyes. This means that you dive in and see everything that you can while you can. It means that you should have your eyes open to new things and new experiences. It means that you search for clarity and truth, and that you should not see things that are fake, but instead see the world as it really is. It means that you have to know who you are and accept yourself with both the good and the bad as you enter into the world with clear eyes. It also means that at times you'll have to struggle and work to see the good in the world and in other people. There are bad people and bad things in this world, but if you really try to see the world with clear eyes, you will find that good defeats evil. It always has and it always will, but there will be times when you have to rub your eyes and really work to make sure that you see the good in the world and in other people. So keep looking for the good and make sure your eyes are clear. The second part of the message is full hearts. As you begin to enter into the world, you should do that with a full heart. A full heart means you love as much and as hard as you possibly can. It means to love your neighbor, it means to love your family and your loved ones, and it means to not be afraid to love others. So as you sit here, as the last time you may all be together as a class, I encourage you to make sure that you tell everyone that you love how much they mean to you. If you have a crush on a certain girl or guy, I encourage you to let them know. 20 years from now, you may regret that you didn't say, "You know, I've loved you since the 3rd grade." If you've never told the teacher that made a difference to you, even if she was your kindergarten teacher, I encourage you to seek them out and tell them what a difference they made in your life. If you haven't told your grandparents that you love them, go up and throw your arms around them after this ceremony and tell them that you love them. It will mean the world to them. If you haven't told your parents how much you love them and that the sacrifices they make for you made a difference, do it before this day ends. Because you see, the things that mean the most in this world revolve around love and making sure that people around you know how much you love them. If you live your life this way, where you love and appreciate the people around you, you will be a very happy person. So keep loving and make sure your heart is full. And so as you stand at the edge of adulthood and independence with all of the world and your life in front of you, I say congratulations, class of 2015. We are all so proud of you and all of your accomplishments. Go out into this world with clear eyes and a full heart, because if you do that, you can't lose.
Thank you, Dr. Louder. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Class of 2015 Commencement Ceremony. We're here today to celebrate the completion of our high school education and the beginning of the next chapter of our lives. This is truly a bittersweet day, and I would like to take a moment to thank all the individuals that got us to this day. To the administration, you've somehow kept us all in line for 4 long years, and that in itself is more impressive than us graduating. You do more for us behind the curtain than we know, and you deserve our deepest gratitude. To our teachers, you have done an amazing job pushing us to be the best we can be and preparing us for the challenges we will soon face. I can certainly say that throughout my entire high school career, I have only received positive reinforcement and have never had a teacher give up on me. From the halls of J.M. Robinson, these students will transform into doctors, lawyers, businessmen and women, teachers, architects, and other professionals, none of which would have been possible if it weren't for the outstanding faculty at J.M. Robinson High School. To our parents, we definitely wouldn't be here today if it weren't for you. You have been a guiding light for us these past 4 years, preparing us for the journey ahead and paving the way for future success. You've done an incredible job getting us through high school, and we thank you all for your love and support. Lastly, to the graduates. We have each shared many memories throughout the 4 years at Robinson. Some memories bring smiles to our faces, and others bring a few tears. But they would not be memories to reflect upon if it was not for the friendships that were formed. That leads us to today, graduation. I would like to thank everyone for coming out and supporting us today as we make this huge transition in our lives. Thank you all.
Thank you, Archie. It is my pleasure to introduce our platform guests, beginning with members of the Board of Education. Will those who are present please stand when I call your name? Barry Shoemaker, Board Chair. Dr. Jeff Phillips, Board Vice Chair. Carolyn Carpenter. David Harrison, Vince Powell, Rob Walter, Tim Furr, and Cabarrus County Schools Superintendent, Dr. Christopher Lauder. And from the school district office, Dr. Jason Van Hoekelum, Deputy Superintendent, Glenda Jones, Assistant Superintendent, Lynn Reimer, Assistant Superintendent. Thank you for choosing to join us today. In addition, I would like to also introduce the following representatives of J.M. Robinson High School who are on stage. From our Student Services Department, Mrs. Rebecca Smith, Mr. Damon Whalen, Mrs. Lori McDaniels, and Mrs. Whitney Bender. From our administration, Mr. Gregory Hall, Principal, and Ms. Anna Blessington, Assistant Principal. I'd also like to thank Assistant Principals Mr. Stacy Douglas and Mr. Brad Hinson, who are helping us with today's ceremony on the floor. There are many people that work hard to make our ceremony a success. Please join me in thanking the student and faculty volunteers, including the JROTC, under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Rose and Master Sergeant Altram, the members of our band under the direction of Mr. Blair Smith, and our advanced ensemble and chamber choir under the direction of Ms. Vivian Howard. Thank you for volunteering your time and talents today. And finally, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce the Class of 2015 officers. Archibald Barron, President, Peyton Coleman, Vice President, Kelsey Mahoney, Treasurer, and myself, Lily Schwartz, Secretary. I'd like to also introduce Madison Forsey, J.M. Robinson's Student Body President, and Catherine Poulos, the Class of 2015 Commencement Speaker. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the J.M. Robinson Advanced Ensemble and Chamber Choir under the direction of Mrs. Vivian Howard, who will present Wherever You May Go by Timothy G. Bushong as a tribute to the Class of 2015.
You will always hold you in
Thank you, Ms. Howard. Every year, the senior class takes the time to choose symbols consisting of the senior colors, song, and motto. These symbols express the character of the class of 2015. To present the class symbols, please welcome Kelsey Mahoney.
Earlier this fall, the class of 2015 underwent multiple surveys and voting polls to name the official class colors, class flower, class motto, and lastly, the class song. These symbols are seen displayed in this year's yearbook. My job today is to shed some light on why we, the class of 2015, chose our class symbols. Starting with our class colors, maroon and silver, it is evident that the class of 2015 is a very spirited class, celebrating all aspects of our school. Whether cheering on our sports teams alongside of our fellow rowdies, supporting our arts departments at musicals and concerts, helping others through clubs, or even setting a great example in the classroom, we have given our all to represent J.M. Robinson well. I think it is summed up best in the popular hashtag used by the Robinson student body, #IBleedMaroon. As a part of the Robinson family, we all bleed maroon, and we will continue to show our pride long after graduation. We as a class have faced many trials and troubles throughout our 4 years here at Robinson, but here we all are, ready to graduate. These tough times can be expressed as the thorns of our class flower, the white rose. We must go through the worry and the stress to get to the top, graduation, aka the white rose itself. It's been a long road with many different thorns in our path, but we made it. We're ready to face whatever life has in store for us after graduation. Moving on, following after graduation, will bring on new adventures and exciting times for us all. As we look to our future, we must reflect on our past and how we made an impact on Robinson and our community. Our impact is shown through our class-voted motto, "Some have a story, but we leave a legacy." We have all made an impact at Robinson during our last 4 years. We hand down the rowdy flag, the drum major gloves, the captain position, and the president's duties, among others. All of this represents our legacy at Robinson. We preserve our past by passing on the legacy to the ones following us in full confidence. The class song chosen by the class of 2015 is a classic, one that truly represents our optimism and positive thoughts as a class. "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey can be heard from the entire student section on Friday nights, as well as from the stereos of many students in the student parking lot. Sometimes we feel as though we're living in a lonely world, but as we listen to the thumping beat of the song, screaming the lyrics among our fellow rowdies and classmates at school dances, somehow we don't feel so alone. Some will win, some will lose, and some were born to sing the blues. But it is important to never give up and don't stop believing. Each one of you in front of me is capable of so many great things. Just be sure to don't stop believing and carry on the Robinson pride. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Thank you, Kelsey. It is my extreme pleasure to introduce the 2015 commencement speaker, Catherine Poulos. Catherine Poulos was selected from the many outstanding seniors who submitted speeches and auditioned to present today's commencement speech. The daughter of Kelly and James Poulos, Catherine has been an active member of our school community, a founding officer of the National Honor Society, and the editor-in-chief of the Paw Print, our student newspaper. Catherine has been a Key Club officer at Robinson and has held an office at the state level. Catherine contributes to the greater Concord community by volunteering for the Cabarrus Pet Society and CVAN. She'll be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in the fall. Please join me in welcoming Catherine Poulos.
We all have that one memory that stands out to us from our very first days of high school. Maybe it was getting lost on your way to first block, or maybe it was the nerves that came with not knowing where to sit in that big cafeteria. Strangely enough for me, it was this red and white sign that hung over the board in my freshman homeroom that read, "Failure is not an option," in big block letters. As a little freshman, I took this saying to heart, believing that in order to be successful, I could never fail. As I navigated the halls and the classrooms of Robinson, I did enjoy the successes that hard work can bring. However, along with this treasure of success, I also learned a painful truth. As determined as I was to avoid failure, failure was just as determined to find me. The Bulldogs sitting in front of me have learned this treasure of success again and again. You have earned scholarships, awards, and championships. But if you're anything like me, and I'm willing to bet you are, you have also experienced more failure than you'd like to admit. We focus on our successes and we try to file our failures away, hoping to forget about the pain and the disappointment that failure makes us feel. And what I've realized is this: success and failure are two very different teachers. Success is that teacher who smiles at us every day as we walk through the door. She makes the classroom fun and enjoyable. She gives us lots of positive feedback, and she builds our confidence. Failure, on the other hand, is a different teacher altogether. She doesn't mind giving us a bad grade on an essay if we earned it. She teaches us what it feels like to be on the bottom. Failure is the teacher who challenges us in new ways each time we walk through her door. She makes us question what we thought that we knew and forces us to consider other options. She makes us do things 5 times if necessary, because she knows that we will one day be the movers and the shakers of the world. Ellen DeGeneres said, "It's failure that gives us the proper perspective on success." If we live a life with 0 failure, we will never be able to learn what it's like to get back up from a hard fall and to act with grace, to take a hard hit and continue on, to swallow our pride and accept defeat. Success cannot teach us humility. Only failure can do that. By failing, we learn what it's like to not always be on top. And then, when we are fortunate enough to look in the face of success, we can act with the humility that failure once taught. Failure pushes us outside of what feels comfortable and forces us to use our creativity in all new ways. Success is easy, but failure, not so much. We are forced to reevaluate situations when we fail, making us think, what now? It teaches us that when every single door is closed, we better find a window to crawl through. Although failure does make our path a little more difficult, it is often the essence of who we become. Think of some of the failures that have been placed in your path during high school. When you didn't make the volleyball team your freshman year, did you spend the next week crying in your room? Or did you instead find your passion performing on the stage under the spotlight? What about when you failed the first 3 tests in pre-calculus? Did you give up on math altogether? Or did you instead regroup and sign up for after-school tutoring, all the while gaining an understanding of the value and importance of perseverance and determination? What about when you didn't make it to the top chairs of the flute section? Did you get angry with the band director? Or did you instead gain an appreciation for the gifted musicians sitting around you who possessed a gift that you clearly did not? And if you didn't get into your dream college, what will you do with your next 4 years? Will you spend them wishing you were somewhere else? Or will you instead embrace newfound opportunities and search for ways to get involved, making a difference no matter where you are or what you're doing? One thing I know for sure: it is not our failures that define us. Rather, it is how we respond to them that shows our true character. So, class of 2015, as we leave the halls of Robinson and say goodbye to the friends that we've made, the teachers that we've grown close to, and the memories we've created, my wish for you is this: may you fail often and with purpose. I challenge you to celebrate both of your teachers, success and failure. If you find that you aren't failing, push yourself a little bit harder. Challenge yourself to take a difficult class that makes you work harder than you have ever worked before. Apply for a job that you might not get, or take up a hobby that you've always wanted to do, no matter how ridiculous. Learn what it's like to fail so that you can be humble when you succeed. Embrace your failures and understand the worth of each and every one. Leave behind that red and white sign that shouts, "Failure is not an option." and know that it is not only an option, but an absolute certainty and a gift, the most valuable teacher of all.
Thank you, Catherine. I would like to take this time to introduce Madison Forsey, the student body president, with her class of 2015 reflections.
Life is so very often about how well we manage our moments. Are we prepared for tomorrow? Have we learned from our past? Are we enjoying the moment that we are currently in? Graduation day is such a great example of the mixing of moments. Today we will reminisce, talk of promising futures, and will bask in the glory of this moment being about us, the class of 2015. As graduates, our lives have recently been most focused on questions about our future. Where are you going next year? What are you wanting to major in? Do you know what you want to do with your life? People are mostly concerned with our next steps. They want to know that we are prepared for that which will eventually transfer us into the established working world. Despite the fact that for many of us, the answers to those questions come with an uneasy smile or laugh, the questions come with the utmost care by the people that love us the most. We too are excited for what our future holds. We have wants, dreams, and have set firm goals for ourselves in the life that lies ahead of us. For many of us, it's an unsure, nervous excitement. Do you recall that same feeling before stepping on the bus of the first day of kindergarten? You weren't quite ready to let go of mom and dad's hand, but so ready to play on the playground, learn our letters, and most of all, color. Through the guidance of so many parents, teachers, coaches, and many, many more in our lives and communities, we have learned how to prepare for tomorrow, to complete homework, to study for tests, to finish papers and projects, to meet deadlines. We have grown to understand the value of preparing for future endeavors and to position ourselves to achieve and succeed in those opportunities. We have grown to understand the value of being well prepared for future moments. We have been asked questions about the uncertain and sometimes daunting future that lies ahead of us, but have not been asked equally about the past learnings and achievements that brought us to this moment. Marcus Garvey said, "A people without knowledge of their past is like a tree without roots." The past is what shapes us into the people we are, as cliche as that sounds. You develop your personality through the people, struggle, and triumphs that you face. The past is our stepping stone, the first on a long path that leads to the rest of our lives. As much as we would want to change it, it stands firm as a reminder for us to move forward and continue to learn. So as we make this jump, turn our tassel, and walk out the doors of this arena eager to conquer the world ahead of us, it is important that we take just a few minutes to consider where we came from. We have spent 1,460 days labeled as high schoolers. By now, we are all experts at high school. We know that the cookies aren't nearly as good as they used to be, the popcorn chicken bowl is golden, and the tea will probably be the next thing to go. We know which teachers we can talk to when we're in a bind, and which we should probably just hunker down for the all-nighter to get the project done. We know that the underclassmen are definitely never allowed on the front row of the rowdy section, and that cookout is always a good idea. Through the course of 1,460 days spent as students of J.M. Robinson, we've had the privilege of leaving our mark through our hard work, determination, and willingness to do whatever it takes. We've won state titles and championships, earned 1,000 points, become Bloomie-nominated actors and actresses. We've raised over $10,000 for breast cancer, started recycling programs, and rediscovered what it really means to be a team. We've given all we can to the school, and as a result, we've built a legacy for ourselves. We've become role models and figures for the underclassmen to look up to, someone for them to strive to be, so that they can change the school just like we have. Not only have we become experts at high school and left our legacy in the halls of Robinson, Well, we've been taught major lessons in those hallways each and every day. We now know that failure is okay, as long as you turn it into a learning experience. We now know how to be there for people in need and to ask for help when we need it most. We've learned how to grieve and how to love. We've learned how in everything we do, we have to start at the bottom and slowly climb to the top. So let's stop for a minute to consider everything. There is excitement and interest in what our future holds, and we've reflected back on what it took to get there. I want to talk to you about a now moment. If I were to ask you your favorite memory from high school, it would most likely be the quick decision to go on a cookout run with your friends. How you went right instead of left, rushing into the end zone to make the touchdown. Or how your homecoming prep workday ended in a giant mudslide. Those are now moments, moments that we live every day. We can reflect all we want, we can dream all we want, but if we aren't doing anything right here, right now, in the present, we aren't really living. Being right here in this moment is living and is what draws the best out of life. It is what makes all the preparation and reflections worthwhile, and the memories that we've made with each other worth cherishing. We've come so far from the scared 14-year-olds with new backpacks that were way too heavy. High school has given us essential tools so that we will be prepared when the opportunity presents itself. So work hard, be appreciative, and make good choices to prepare for those moments. But remember the fact that always preparing isn't living. Living is enjoying every experience that happens right now and appreciating it. Being in this moment is what makes all the preparations and reflections worthwhile. This is your life. Do what you love and do it often. If you don't like something, change it. If you don't like your job, then quit. If you don't have enough time, stop watching Netflix. If you're looking for the love of your life, then stop. They will find you when you're doing what you love. Stop overanalyzing. Life is very simple. All emotions are beautiful. When you eat, appreciate every single bite. Travel often. Getting lost can help you find yourself. Life is about the people you meet and the things you create with them. So go out and start creating. Life is short, so live your passion and your dream. So I leave you today with a challenge, fellow graduates of the class of 2015. Reflect, dream, and be prepared, wherever the journey of life may take you. But most of all, live in this now moment. Congratulations, graduates.
Good afternoon. It is awesome to see such a full house here today as we celebrate and recognize the students of this outstanding J.M. Robinson senior class. On behalf of the Robinson faculty, I want to thank you all for being here today, to share in this day with us, and for the support and love you have given our graduates throughout the years to make this day possible. Thank you. Seniors, you may not know this, but we actually had school last Wednesday. I don't think I saw any of you there, but I was there. We served lunch. It was a good day. As I was standing in the hallway, a couple of freshman students walked by me. And as I often do, I kind of eavesdrop on what you guys are saying in the hall. And as they walked by me, I heard one of the young men say to his friend, "Dang, man, we have 3 more years." Now, for a principal, that's sort of a loaded statement to hear. Principals like to imagine our freshmen having such a great experience. They're thinking, "Oh no, I never want to leave high school. I want to be here forever. It's going too fast." But for a 15-year-old, the idea of 3 more years is a huge percentage of life as he or she knows it. So even under the best of circumstances, I understand the sentiment. His comment, however, immediately made me think of each of you. It was just over 3 years ago that you walked in the halls as 9th graders. The first group of students I would know from their freshman year all the way up to this very day. This class has always had a special place in my heart because of that, and I can tell you on a personal note, this time has gone too quickly. I have a friend who has vowed never to own a pet. He loves dogs, just swears he will never own one. He says all the time when the topic comes up, Greg, when you buy a pet, you buy a tragedy. It's kind of a dark statement, I think. What he means by this is you buy the dog becomes a huge part of your life, you love the dog, and then you outlive the dog, and you're left with the sadness of saying goodbye. My response to this has always been, dude, that's a little off, that's weird. But I say, look, the dog's gonna live its life with or without you. Why not be there for the dog? Enrich the dog's life, have your life enriched as well. Your life will be better for it, even if it isn't something that's meant to last forever. I realize I'm just about to compare your graduating to a dog dying, and that is not, that is not the point I want you to take away from this. The point I want you to take away is that although this time has gone by quickly, and your time at Robinson was never meant to last forever, and that it's hard to say goodbye to you, you've had a tremendous impact and enriched the lives of every teacher, administrator, staff member, and classmate that you've had the good fortune of knowing these past few years, had the good fortune of knowing you these past few years. I thank you for that, and it's a testament to the outstanding young men and women that you are. So as Archie said, this moment is bittersweet. Saying goodbye is the bitter part, but the sweet part, the part that makes me so happy, is knowing how many lives each of you will impact in the future. The hundreds of people who don't even know you exist yet, the people whose lives you will become a part of and enrich. You are graduating today with a young woman who will be serving our country and has earned a spot in one of the world's top military academies. I have no doubt years from now you will see her as a consultant on CNN or possibly Fox. We haven't talked about her affiliation. You are graduating today with the #1 softball pitcher in the MECRA Conference, the #1 women's basketball player in the conference. You are graduating with members of the boys cross-country team who earned the highest collective GPA of any cross-country team in the state of North Carolina, with members of the volleyball team who earned the 3rd highest GPA in the state. You are graduating with young men and women whose academic and athletic accomplishments have earned them full scholarships to this country's top universities, with students who earned 5s on more AP tests than I even knew were offered. You are graduating with members of back-to-back state champion robotics teams who've helped pave the way for robotics competition in the state of North Carolina. You're graduating with young men and women whose leadership has resulted in Robinson leading all Cabarrus County schools in pints of blood donated for the past 2 years. Graduating with men and women who have held down full-time jobs to help secure their own and their families' futures, maintain GPAs all the while to earn them the right to be here today. You are graduating with young men and women who have made it their life purpose to help those with special needs around the world, and young men and women who have given selflessly of their own time to build homes for Habitat for Humanity and to make our community better. So many of you, each of you, exhibit such strong leadership characteristics, I can't help but think of how lucky people will be to one day be led by you. This class has so many talented musicians, artists, performers, I can't help but think how people you haven't even met yet will be impacted by your music, your performances, your creations. This class is graduating so many tremendous athletes. How lucky your future teammates will be to have you by their side. How fortunate future athletes will be if you decide to coach them and share your passion. When I think of the academic accomplishments of this class, along with the works of volunteerism and selflessness, I can't help but think how far each of you will go, how many lives you will impact by improving our communities, saving lives, fighting for justice, and keeping us safe. All of you will go on to be the most important person in someone's life. You will go on to be boyfriends. Maybe it's that girl or boy in 3rd grade that Dr. Louder mentioned reaching out to today. Husbands and wives. Many of you will be parents, colleagues, caretakers, spiritual leaders, and best friends to people who have no idea at this very moment that you are going to come into their life. They have no idea how much better their life will be, how bright their future will be with you as a part of it. So it is certainly bittersweet. It is difficult to let you go and to say goodbye, but I do so with gratitude for all you have done for our school and for all of us who are a part of it. With gratitude for the impact you have had on our community and the legacy that you do in fact leave behind. I do so with optimism, enthusiasm, joy, and satisfaction that you were just getting started. Congratulations, class of 2015, and thank you. Dr. Louder and special guests, it is my pleasure to present the following candidates for graduation from J.M. Robinson High School. Denoted in each program are our honor graduates who will be recognized on stage by their stoles and cords. Please follow the notations in your programs. Cum laude graduates have maintained at least a 3.625 grade point average, magna cum laude at least a 4.0, and summa cum laude a 4.32 or higher. So that each graduate will be respected, I ask that you hold your applause and wait quietly until the last graduate's name is called, and we'll give them all a tremendous congratulations at the end.
Peyton Simone Coleman. Madison Lee Forsey. Catherine Elizabeth Poulos. Kelsey Elizabeth Mahoney. Lily Marie Schwartz. Archibald Ingram Barron III. Terrence Michael Adams. Kimberly Marie Albinus. Andrew O'Neill Allen. Austin Davis Ames. Savannah Alexis Andrade. Natalie Ellen Andrachek. Padrasak Arundeshashai. Ann Garrett Askins. Devin Brianna Bailey. Elizabeth Renee Barbie. William Austin Barbie. Shamanika Kanice Barnett. Darius McKinley Batts. Sophie Channing Bean. Ashley Kyra Bearden. Justin Thomas Beckett. Tyler Austin Binge. Hannah Marie Binjock. Sydney Rose Bickford. Nicholas Xavier Biggs. Thomas Allen Bizjack. Lucas Andrew Black. Kirsten Andrea Blackburn. Nicholas Desmond Blankenship. Allison Rebecca Bodenheimer. Ryan Timothy Bogart. Taylor Ann Bulitho. Connor Ryan Booth. Michael Devon Bulware. Tristan Grant Borges. Michaela Marie Bowen. Samantha K. Bowers. Rebecca Catherine Bowman. Colby Elijah Brown. Jaquil Quayshawn Brown. Kelly Marie Brown. Jacob Frank Bunker. Michael Stewart Burden. Madison Bailey Berger. Matthew Gregory Busey. Jairus Michael Bush. Myra Bustos Martinez.
Sonia Cambray. Caleb Baker Cantrell. Tristan Lane Capone. Bahia Paiva Cargill. Clayton Patrick Carr. Justin Todd Carroll. Lindsay Brooke Kawa. Haley Alexis Chandler. Andrew Miles Christie. Chandler Dickinson Church. Dylan Houston Church. Amaya Brianne Clanton. Amy Danette Clark. Cody Scott Clontz. Caitlin Marie Cloys. Mariah Carson Cockerham. Taylor James Coffey. Kaylee Ann Conrad. Itzel Sitali Cortazar Mesa. Neely Joanne Crawford. Mark Edward Crute. Matthew Ryan Crowder. James Michael Curtin. Andrew Sergey Dabbs. Markel Jawan Dalton. Danielle Marie Dameron. David Michael Doherty. Brandon Lee Davis. Deshaun Leon Davis. Emily Celeste Davis. Michaela Hallie Davis. Zane Sheridan Dickey. Brianna Nicole Dix. Alexandra Elizabeth Anna DiNardo. Bruce Justice Dixon. Megan Elizabeth Drake. Jennifer Casey Dry. Kerrigan Montgomery Dry. Daniel Leland Durrett. Jen Huvuk Eban. Dewan Jeremiah Edwards. Nishea Simone Elliott. Melissa Gabrielle Noel Engard Berger. Catherine Mary England. Jesse Espinoza. Melissa Lizeth Estrada. Robert David Evans. Rhea Jakira Faggart. Deshaun Ferris. Caroline Marie Fisher. Christian Guy Fisher. Chancey Thomas Fitch. Kaylee Nicole Fleener. Latrell Arnis Fleming. Tyler Stephen Forget. Karan Forte. Ansley Brianne Furr. Brandon Gage Furr. Anna Maria Ganchenko. Ming Gao. Brianne Nicole Garcia. Dallas Lynn Garman. Anaya Renee Gatewood. Daniel Breon Gay. Angelica Marie Janier. Luke Ronald Glunt. Tony Brandon Gobble. Ivan Gonzalez Garcia. Isabel Gonzalez. Vance Allen Graves. Samantha Ambrosia Grazier. Kaylee Ray Green. Lindsay Mahalani Greer. Sean David Greth. Joseph Lamont Griffin. Nicholas Aaron Griffith. Taylor Rose Griffith. Zachary Alexander Groves. Bailey Nicole Gullidge. Channing Adams Guy. Araceli Guzman Salinas. William Scott Haynes. Anna Claire Miller Hancock. Kara Michelle Harden. Tantania Andasia Harris. Kaylee Christine Hartman. Soraya Nabri Hash. Isaiah Mark Anthony Haynes. India Shania Head. Danisha Tariq Hendricks. Stanley Sharik Hendricks. Angie Hermenegildo. Jorge Hernandez Santos. Angel Renee Hernandez. Abigail Shaw Hawkett. Christina Diane Johnson Hodges, Brandon Todd Holloman, Andrew Blake Huffman, Lauren Victoria Hughes, Kirsten Mary Marie Hunt, Jacob Hutchins, Mitchell Scott Hutula, Davis Alexis Ival Hernandez.
Lindsay Vital Jean-Baptiste, Eric Michael Jindrosik, Jared Michael Jernigan, Valeria Jimenez Ruiz, Alfredo Adolfo Jimenez, Anthony Wayne Johns, Austin Grant Johnson, Charity Lanita Johnson, Gabrielle Trinity Johnson, Jada Nicole Johnson, Kayla Monique Johnson, Nadia Sade Johnson, Robert Brooks Jones, Madeline Juarez Gomez, Jonathan Mwamba Kayembe, Jesse Morris Kimmelman, John Andrew Knowles, Tyler Brooks Coker, Suzanne Crack, Austin James Kraus, Philippe Lacerda, Brandon Glenn LaCourse, Joshua Robert LaMarche, Nathaniel David Lane, Charles Brandon Lawson, Andrew Walker Leffler, Edgar Manuel Lira Espinosa, Mickey Luman, Marcus Antonio Luman Lowry, Natalia Alejandra Lozano Ramirez, Juan Andres Macias Casido, Savannah Lee Elizabeth Manis, Markwell Dion Manning, Tyler Joseph Martinez, Vanessa Maria Martinez, Michael Charles Masura, Carlotta Michelle Maxwell, Cheryl Brooke Maxwell, Alyssa Paige McBee, Royana Jashelle McLeod, Tori Elizabeth McFarland, Philip Raymond McIntosh, Grant Andrew McMillan, Brianna Lynn McSwain, Xavier Luis Medina, Taylor Janvier Medlock, Jacqueline Mello Solano, Brandon John Machete, Megan Victoria Miller, Jasmine Renee Meisenheimer, Justin Levon Moore, Robert Eugene Morgan, Sarah Olivia Morgan, Noah Cameron Morrison, Emily Gail Mounts, Zachary James Moyes, Evan Robert Murphy, Jeremy Allen Myrtle, Sarah Elizabeth Nall, Jarek Anthony Napier Hancock, Dakota Blaine Neal, Hannah Marie Neely, Megan Ashley Neff, Tara Ann Neville, Stephanie Sky Nothnagel, Ismael Benos Oliveras, Alexis Altunar Ortiz. Christopher Joseph Palladino. Tej Sarju Patel. Veer Deepal Patel. Diana Yasmin Perez Moreno Aguirre. Colton Lee Perkins. Taji Danae Perry. Megan Lynn Peterson. Emily Ann Peterson. Jenna Michelle Petty. John Bullock Phillips. Danielle Irene Picard. Cheyenne Lundy Pompey. Edwin Chase Porter. Taviana Nigeria Porter. DeJalen Arthur Poston. Abraham Silo Prado. Shaughnessy Nicole Prest. Avery Morgan Price. Jennifer Prudente Cisneros.
Sydney Alexis Reagan. Jamie Ramos Peral Viviano. Weston Taylor Raper. Brandon Sean Rector. Ian Hunter Reeder. Madison Paige Reynolds. Kedron Brielle Rhine. RJ Isaiah Richardson. Yashira Ansala Richardson. Allison Michelle Rizzo. Luisa Itzel Rivas. Victor Abid Rivera Gutierrez. Jorge Alberto Rivera Martinez. Eric David Rodia Sandoval. Jacob Cody Rowland. Kelly Rachel Romine. Krista Elizabeth Romine. Kelsey Christine Roussel. Rachel Whitley Rowden. Dejanique Zenobia Rosier. Jocelyn Ruiz Arcos. Nicole Christina Rumble. Nautica Yvonne Russell. Jordan August Sario. Ashley Lachey Sanders. Sarah Ann Schimpf. Julio Schneider. Amaya Lauricia Scott. Kadarius Darnell Scott. Kenneth Raymond Seeley. Julie Ann Sharbet. Zenithia Nikayla Ship. Kelly Leanne Schultz. Alex Owen Seegers. Ia Patray Simpson. Brione Jade Smiley. Abigail Christine Smith. Haley Susan Smith. Luis Daniel Solicito Gonzalez. Daniela Alejandro Salazano. Joseph Von Squires. Caitlin Marie Stanley. Brianna Lane Stewart. Emma Teresa Stiles. Dalil Josiah Stinson. Tishana Brielle Stokes. Shelby Lynn Stoner. Bethany Carol Talbert. Thomas Peter Tan. Pedro Noel Tapia de los Santos. Annie Lee Tate. Roya Takiliar. Justin Taylor Terrones. Kelly Marie Tesh. Madison Lynn Tesh. Jake Andrew Trito. Caleb Kabamba Cheney. Abigail Grace Tucker. Brittany Alexis Vaughters. Eddie Dennis Vidal Ortiz. Jake Robert Vogel. Jonathan Bryce Wall. Diamond Monet Wallace. Autumn Hope Waters. John Tyler Watson. Kyle George Weir. Brandon Robert Wingender. Kayla Marie West. Nicholas Donald Weston. Carson James White. Justin Patrick White. Kamani Jacole Williams. Narissa Michaela Wilson. Jacob Samuel Wynn. Kristen Marie Worth. Lindsay Jane Weishart. Dennis Marquette Young. Shulin Zhang.
Good evening, my fellow classmates. We have come to the part of our ceremony where we must take a moment to reflect on our past and envision our future. At this moment, as we turn our tassels from right to left, we not only go from candidates to graduates, we also transition into the next stages of our lives and all the magic that it will bring. Yes, we must leave some things behind. However, what we take with us will prepare us for any obstacles we may face and any goals we have yet to be achieved. Preparing for today, I thought about a quote from a man who truly knows about magic, Mr. Walt Disney. It states, I believe this quote holds the secret to his genius and our future. It states, first, think. Second, believe. Third, dream. And finally, dare. Allow me the opportunity to simplify this for you. First, think. Think about the endless possibilities and all of your goals and aspirations that you can't wait to come true. Second, believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to achieve any goal and live beyond your wildest expectations. And most of all, believe that you are destined for greatness. Third, dream. Dream passionately, dream purposely, and dream the impossible. And finally, dare. Dare to make mistakes. Dare to ask questions. Dare to be different. And lastly, one which I have personally learned during my experience at Robinson, dare to be the first. The excitement of tomorrow is what we will use to fuel our passions and at the same time, ease our fears. So Bulldogs, let me hear you scream! Now, join me as we turn our tassels and begin to think, Believe, dream, and dare to what this new chapter in our future will bestow upon us. Family, friends, and distinguished guests, you are now witnessing the season finale of the class of 2015. But stay tuned for next year's season premiere. It will definitely be one to remember. Thank you.
Will the class of 2015 please stand? In the presence of these witnesses and by the power vested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Cabarrus County Board of Education, I now pronounce you graduates of J.M. Robinson High School. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to this afternoon's ceremony. We ask that you not come onto the floor of the arena as the graduates recess. Please meet our graduates in front of the arena following the recessional. Will everyone please stand as the graduates prepare to recess? It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the 2015 graduates of J.M. Robinson High School. Congratulations.